3 days without her. In my class, that never feels like a number. It feels like a name I keep calling, and the chair that stays empty. She is 16, steady, the kind of student who comes in early and leaves with a quiet, "Thank you." When she missed the first day, I sent a quick check-in. The second, I called and left a calm message with my number. The third, I felt that tug I've learned not to ignore. I logged my attempts, told coordination I'd do a daylight doorstep check, then drove over after last period. I texted Alex that I'd be late and shared my location. On the way, I rehearsed what mattered. Listen first, no pressure, no lectures. Ask how she's feeling, what she needs, and how we can protect her return. My job wasn't to fix her life in 15 minutes. It was to show up with respect and open a door. Her building was quiet. I rang. The door opened a few inches, chain still on. She looked smaller than I remembered from the back row. "It's Ms. Carter," I said, keeping my voice even. "I'm not here to scold you. I just want to make sure you're okay." She studied my badge, then my face. The chain slid back. She let me in with a tiny nod that said she'd been alone with something bigger than a missed assignment. Inside, I stayed by the doorway, letting her set the distance. "We can talk here," I offered. "Or I can come back with a counselor. Or we can call someone you trust." She took a breath that wavered. I could see the fear under it, and the relief of not pretending anymore. "Okay," she said, eyes on the floor. "Can we talk now?" I kept my tone steady and let her choose the first step. "Water?" I asked. She nodded. In the kitchen, I stayed in sight and set the glass on the table. No rush. When she was ready, she sat, hands tucked into her sleeves. "I'm 3 months," she said, barely above a whisper. I didn't react with surprise. I only thanked her for trusting me. "You're not in trouble," I added. "My job is to support you and keep you safe at school." She looked at the door, then back at me. I stopped going because I don't know how to be there without everyone staring. I'm sick in the mornings, and I don't want the rumors. She swallowed. "I don't want to be the talk of the hallway." "Understood," I said. "We can build a plan that protects your privacy and helps you keep learning. We'll move at your pace." I explained the basics in simple steps. She could meet with our counselor first, in a private slot. We could adjust her workload. We could excuse absences for medical reasons with documentation from a clinic. And we could identify a trusted adult in school she could go to if she felt unwell in class. I told her about a quiet pass to leave the room without questions, a seat near the door if that made her comfortable, and a short check-in routine at the start of each day, so she wouldn't have to explain herself to every teacher. She listened, eyes steady now. "Do my parents have to know everything?" she asked. "I have to keep your guardians involved in major decisions," I said. "But we can plan the conversation, and you won't be alone in it. We can bring a counselor, keep it respectful, and focus on support and options. No shaming, no speeches." I paused. "Would you like to start with a health visit? I can help you book a clinic that serves students. You'll get proper prenatal guidance and a note we can use for school." She nodded again, more certain. I opened my notebook and asked permission to document the essentials. Today's date, her disclosure, the support she wanted. I kept it factual. She agreed that I could email our counselor, Patricia Noguera, tonight, and request a private appointment tomorrow before first period. She wanted a discreet return, no announcement, no welcome back attention. We mapped a first week. Arrive a little later if mornings are rough. Start with 2 core classes and 1 study hall. Meet with me at lunch in an empty classroom to review assignments and build capacity slowly. I promised to brief only the staff who needed to know: counselor, nurse, principal, and the teachers directly involved in her schedule. I also explained the limit. Teachers would know only what was necessary to support her. Nothing about details she didn't want shared. "What about the boyfriend?" she asked, and then stopped herself. "He doesn't go to our school. I don't want anyone calling him." "I'm not calling him," I said. "My focus is you. Health, safety, learning. If at any point you want to talk about him, we can. But that's your choice." She released a breath. "Thank you." I asked whether she wanted me to try her mother again that evening, or wait until after tomorrow's counselor meeting. She chose to wait until after the meeting, and asked if I could be present when we talked to her mother. I agreed, noting that I would also inform the principal, Helena Duarte, that we had a time-sensitive support case. without sharing more than the minimum. Transparency with the right people, privacy with everyone else. Before I left, we practiced what to say if she felt sick in class. Raise a hand, ask for the nurse. No explanations needed. I gave her a short, unobtrusive bathroom pass card we use for medical needs and wrote down the counselor's office location and my room number if she needed a quiet space. I also asked if there was any immediate risk at home. She said no. I believed her, but I told her that if anything changed, day or night, she could call the school line or email me, and we would activate proper support. At the door, I summarized our plan in one sentence so nothing felt overwhelming. Tomorrow, 8:30, counselor's office. We meet, set your schedule, and go step by step. She repeated it like a checklist. 8:30, counselor, step by step. I thanked her again for trusting me. She thanked me for not making it a scene. In the car, I typed a brief, secure email to Patricia and copied Helena. Student disclosed pregnancy, 3 months. No immediate safety risk reported. Requested private appointment at 8:30. Plan for reduced schedule, nurse access, and privacy. I attached my notes and marked the message confidential. Then I texted Alex that I was on my way home. Tomorrow would be careful work. One meeting, one schedule, one hallway at a time. No spotlight, just a path back. At 8:30 sharp, she arrived at the counselor's office wearing a plain hoodie and keeping her eyes on the carpet. I was already inside with Patricia. We started with ground rules. She could pause at any time, ask for breaks, and decide what was shared and with whom. I reminded her that our focus was health, safety, and keeping her learning path open. We reviewed the plan from yesterday and added details. Patricia suggested a health clinic that sees students on a sliding scale and offers prenatal care, nutrition guidance, and documentation for school. We opened the clinic's intake form together. She approved us listing the school as a safe contact. We scheduled an appointment for the following afternoon and printed a simple note for her teachers. Medical appointment, excused, no further detail. Next, we rebuilt her schedule. Mornings were the hardest, so we moved English to second period and added a study hall in first period for flexibility. Science stayed, but we arranged preferred seating near the door and permission to step out if she felt unwell. Math moved to later in the day. The teacher agreed to short quizzes instead of full period tests when needed. We gave her a nurse pass with no questions attached and a bathroom pass card that wouldn't draw attention. Patricia set a weekly check-in for Fridays during lunch, 10 minutes, private. I asked how she wanted to return today, quiet start or quick walk through and go home. She chose to stay for 2 periods and see how it felt. We drafted a short email to the 3 teachers involved, plus the nurse and principal, Helena, sharing only what was necessary. Student has a temporary medical need. Please allow flexible seating, pass access, and short breaks. Direct questions to counselor. No mention of pregnancy. Before we left the office, we planned the call to her mother. She wanted me on the line and preferred to speak after school, in a calm setting at home. We role-played the first 2 sentences so she wouldn't freeze. I missed school because I haven't been feeling well. I'm meeting with the counselor and my teacher to adjust my schedule and get medical care. We agreed that if the conversation turned tense, I would step in and bring it back to concrete supports. In the hallway, I walked a half step behind her, letting her set the pace. A pair of students glanced over. Nothing more than that, but I saw her shoulders rise. We stick to the plan, I said softly. 2 classes, check in after. She nodded. Second period, my classroom. I greeted the class as usual and moved into the lesson opener. She slipped into a seat near the door with her notebook ready. I didn't make a point of it. Midway through, she raised her hand and asked for the nurse, calm and simple. I opened the pass log and waved her through. The room didn't shift. That was the goal. Normal, steady, no spotlight. After class, she returned with the nurse's note. Hydration, small snacks allowed, step out if needed. I filed it. How are you feeling? I asked. Better, she said. It's easier when I know I can leave. We set our lunch check-in in an empty side room. I gave her a short list of what we'd cover. Missed assignments broken into small pieces, priority tasks for the week, and a plan for questions to ask at the clinic. At lunch, we reviewed assignments and crossed out anything that wasn't essential. I told her I'd coordinate with teachers so she wasn't juggling 5 deadlines at once. We also wrote 3 practical questions for the clinic: morning nausea management, permission notes for school, and safe activity guidelines for PE. No guessing. Facts first. After last period, we met in my room for the call. She put the phone on speaker and looked at me once before dialing. Her mother answered on the third ring, voice brisk, tired from work. My student started with the sentence we practiced. Her mother went quiet, then asked, "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" The tone had worry under it, but also strain. I stepped in gently. "I'm Ms. Carter, her English teacher. I'm here with our counselor. We're supporting her at school and have a clinic appointment scheduled. We want to make sure she's healthy and can keep learning. We'd like to meet with you tomorrow. Your schedule is our guide." There was a long exhale on the other end. "Tomorrow after 4, her mother said. "I can come to the school." I confirmed the time, the location, counselor's office, and who would be present. Me, Patricia, and, if needed, the nurse. I kept the scope clear. Health supports, schedule, communication. No blame, no speeches. When we hung up, my student looked both relieved and drained. "You did well," I said. "You were clear and respectful. That's enough for today." I printed a copy of tomorrow's appointment details and placed it in a plain folder. I reminded her of the arrival plan for the morning. Study hall first, then English, and asked her to email me if anything felt off overnight. She promised she would. Before she left, we reviewed the what-ifs. If the hallway feels heavy, go straight to class or the counselor's office. If someone asks questions you don't want to answer, it's okay to say, "I'm handling something with the school." If a teacher forgets the pass, show the nurse note and my email. We'll reinforce the message on our side. She put the folder in her backpack and stood a little taller. "See you tomorrow," she said. "See you tomorrow," I replied. When the building quieted, I sent a brief update to Helena and confirmed the parent meeting on the calendar. I asked our security staff to be on standby at the front desk at 4, not because we expected trouble, but because consistency matters when emotions run high. Then I packed up, texted Alex that I'd be home soon, and locked my classroom. Tomorrow we would sit down with her mother and keep the focus where it belongs. Health, safety, and a path back to learning, one clear step at a time. At 4 on the dot, I met security at the front desk and checked the visitor log. Patricia was already in her office arranging 3 chairs and a small table with water. I kept the room simple. Door mostly closed, blinds angled for privacy, tissues on the shelf, nothing dramatic. Our student arrived first. She sat near the exit by choice. I took the seat across from her, angled so she could see both me and the door. Her mother came in a minute later, work uniform, tired eyes, a careful nod to both of us. "Thank you for coming," I said. "We'll keep this straightforward and respectful. We're here to support your daughter's health and learning. If anything feels unclear, please stop us." Patricia opened with ground rules: confidentiality, student voice first, and a focus on concrete steps. Our student chose to speak in short pieces. "I've been sick in the mornings," she said. "I missed school because I didn't know how to handle it without everyone noticing." Her mother watched her hands. "Are you hurt?" she asked. "No," the girl said. "I'm 3 months." Silence, then a sharp inhale from her mother. She looked at me, then at Patricia. "What happens now?" "We keep her safe and learning," I said. "We adapt her schedule, connect her to medical care, and reduce exposure to hallway attention. There's a clinic appointment tomorrow. We'll coordinate notes so she won't have to explain herself to every teacher." Her mother's shoulders lowered. "I work 2 jobs," she said. "Mornings are hard. I didn't see the signs. I wish she had told me." She turned to her daughter. "I'm not angry. I'm worried." "That helps," I said. "Today we'll set roles so you're not carrying this alone. School handles school. Home handles home. The clinic handles health. We stay in contact, calm and clear." We reviewed the changes. Study hall first period for flexibility. English second period. Nurse access. A seat near the door in science. And shorter assessments in math. Patricia added the Friday check-in and the counselor pass. The mother asked about attendance rules. "When there's a medical reason," I said, "we excuse absences with documentation. We'll help you track it so nothing falls through." Patricia then addressed practical supports: hydration at school, snack permission, and a list of local resources for prenatal care and social assistance if needed. The mother nodded at each item as if counting. "Transportation is our problem," she said. "We take the bus. We can request later appointment slots when possible," Patricia replied. And if a morning is bad, email us before 7:30. We'll adjust. The conversation turned to privacy. The mother asked who would know. Only the staff needed to support her, I said. Counselor, nurse, Principal Helena, and the teachers whose classes we adjust. We won't discuss details beyond what is necessary. Our student stayed quiet for a moment, then asked the question she had saved for last. What about the hallway talk? I didn't pretend it wouldn't happen. We can't control every comment, I said, but we can reduce exposure. You'll have direct routes between classes, passes for quick exits, and adults you can go to without explanation. If someone crosses a line, we act. The mother straightened. If any student bothers her, I want names. I met her eyes. If there's harassment, we address it with school policy. We keep you informed. She accepted that and sat back. We practiced a short script for relatives and neighbors, since the mother asked for one. She isn't feeling well, and the school is helping with her schedule. Clear and closed. We also agreed to keep the boyfriend out of school communications, unless the student chose otherwise later. At the end, I summarized our next 2 days, so no one left guessing. Clinic tomorrow, nurse coordination, short check-ins, and a follow-up meeting next week to see what's working. I asked the mother for her preferred contact times. She gave me 2 windows between jobs and asked for text before any call. I wrote it next to her name in my planner and confirmed it aloud. As we stood, Helena knocked softly and stepped in just far enough to greet them. She thanked the mother for coming and reaffirmed our plan. No speeches, just presence from leadership. That matters when students worry the school will turn them into a spectacle. They left together, mother and daughter walking in step. I stayed with Patricia to debrief. We logged the meeting and uploaded the signed consent for information sharing between school and clinic. We set a task reminder, resend teacher adjustments in the morning, and check the nurse pass supply. Patricia flagged a note about PE and devised an alternative activity plan pending clinic guidance. On my way out, I passed Samuel Lima in the math hallway. He asked, "Do you need anything from me?" I kept it simple. Shorter assessments for now and flexible timing. I'll email you the note. He gave a quick thumbs up. No fanfare. The next morning, the student arrived early. She came straight to my room before first bell and stood in the doorway. Steady, but guarded. "Any changes to today?" she asked. I showed her the printout. Same schedule. Clinic after school. Nurse pass ready. She looked relieved that nothing had shifted overnight. Small predictability can feel like a safety rail. Second period, she took notes, raised her hand once for clarification, and followed the exit plan twice, quick and quiet. After class, she lingered by my desk. "Can I keep this?" she asked, tapping the tiny card with our check-in times. "Of course," I said. "It's yours." She slipped it into her notebook. By late afternoon, I walked her to the main door for the clinic appointment. "You don't have to tell me how it goes," I said, "but if the clinic gives instructions for school, bring the note, and we'll act on it." She nodded and left with her mother. Back at my desk, I drafted the next step. A discreet communication to staff about 2 things we could anticipate: fatigue spikes and sudden nausea, and how to respond without fuss. I kept it to 3 lines, policy-based, no labels. Then I closed my gradebook and looked at tomorrow's list. The work ahead was clear. Keep the hallway quiet. Keep the plan visible. Keep the student in the center. The clinic note arrived in my inbox at 9 the next morning. Hydration guidance, small meals, permission for short breaks, avoid strenuous PE until further evaluation. Clear, practical. I forwarded it to the nurse, the PE department, and the 3 teachers on her schedule, then started class. Halfway through second period, Patricia knocked and asked to speak with me for 1 minute. I set the class on a short reading task and stepped into the hall. "We have a problem," she said. "A photo of a nurse pass is circulating with your student's initials. It's on a group chat." She hasn't seen it yet. I felt the familiar chill of a privacy breach. "Source?" I asked. "Likely a student," Patricia said. "It is working to track the first share." Helena is looped in. We agreed on the first moves. Minimize exposure, keep the student supported, and document every step. I went back in, kept the lesson steady, and watched my student. No sign she knew. When the bell rang, I asked her to stay for a moment and invited Patricia in. We kept it simple. "A private pass with your initials may have been photographed," I said. "We're acting on it. You don't have to fix this. The school will. Her face went blank first, then red. I didn't do anything wrong, she said. You didn't, I replied. And we'll make that clear. We moved to the counselor's office. Helena joined us. She outlined the school's response: digital forensics to identify the origin, immediate request for takedown on student accounts, classroom reminders about device and privacy rules, and disciplinary steps per policy if a student shared protected information. You can choose to stay on your modified schedule or go home for the day, Helena added. Either decision is respected. My student looked at me. I want to try to stay, she said. I don't want them to think they won. We prepared for the hallway. Patricia issued a temporary pass without initials and adjusted routes between classes to avoid crowded spots. I emailed staff a reminder: no paper passes with names or initials. Use barcoded slips only. IT messaged that the first share appeared to be a screenshot from inside a classroom, not the nurse's office, timestamped during passing period. At lunch, I checked in with my student in the side room. She had held it together during science and math. 2 kids stared, she said. No one said anything. I told her the silence was not the measure of our work. The boundary was. If any comment surfaced, we would act. I showed her the revised pass and the fact that we had already rotated to barcodes school-wide. This isn't on you, I repeated. We fix systems so students don't carry the weight of other people's choices. After last period, IT traced the first sender. A student from another grade had snapped a photo of the pass on a desk when he walked by. He sent it to a group chat with a caption that implied more than it knew. Helena called his guardian, secured the device, and scheduled a disciplinary meeting. I drafted a brief classroom talk for the next morning about privacy and respect, policy-based and neutral. No names, no case details. That evening, I called my student's mother with Patricia on the line. We explained what happened, what we had done, and what would happen next. Takedown requests, discipline for the student who shared the image, and system changes to prevent recurrence. Her mother's voice was controlled. You said you would protect her, she said. We are, I replied, and listed the actions again. I want to see it in writing, she said. You will, I answered. We sent a written summary within the hour. The next morning, I opened class with a 3-minute reminder on device rules and privacy. I kept my voice even. You will see only what you are allowed to see, I said. If you capture and share private information, the consequence is real and not negotiable. If you receive something you shouldn't have, delete it and inform an adult. That is how we keep this place safe enough to learn. Then I moved on to the lesson. No debate. By mid-morning, Helena confirmed the consequences. A multi-day suspension for the student who shared the photo, mandatory digital citizenship reflection, and a meeting with parents before return. The group chat admin removed the image across threads. Our student walked her schedule with the revised passes and direct routes. In my room, she focused, asked 2 questions, and left once for the nurse with ease. Small, normal wins. After school, we sat down, student, mother, Patricia, and me, to check impact and next steps. The mother wanted assurance that the school would act if rumors continued. Helena joined briefly to state it plainly. Harassment triggers policy response. We also added 2 supports: a staff escort option for the busiest hallway, and temporary permission to step into my room between periods if she needed a buffer. The student requested a small change to her seat in math, to be less visible from the door. Samuel agreed within minutes. As the meeting wrapped, the student asked the question she had been holding. Is this what it's going to be like now? I told her the truth I could stand behind. It was loud for a day because someone crossed a line. We are making it quieter by design. Your job is to learn and take care of your health. Our job is to make the building fit that, not the other way around. On my drive home, I recorded the day's steps in our log and flagged 2 follow-ups, a training refresh on past confidentiality for staff, and a switch to digital hall permissions where possible. I texted Alex that I'd be late and picked up takeout so I wouldn't arrive empty-handed to a tired house. At the kitchen table, after the kids were down, I answered emails from teachers who wanted to check they were doing the right thing. I kept the guidance short and practical. Keep instructions private. Reduce hallway time. Honor the pass. Direct all questions to the counselor. That night, my student sent a short message from her school email. Stayed the whole day. Thank you for not making it a big deal. I wrote back. You did the hard part. We'll keep the path clear. By the next week, our adjustments had settled into a rhythm. She arrived during first period study hall, checked in with Patricia for 2 minutes, then came to my room before second period. I kept my door half open so the entry felt normal. We used a tiny checklist on an index card: hydration, passes, priority tasks, and 1 question for the day. It took less than a minute and gave us both the same map. Midweek, the clinic follow-up note reached us. Mild anemia, common in pregnancy, start iron and monitor fatigue. PE switched to a walking and stretch plan pending further guidance. I forwarded the note to the nurse and PE lead and filed a copy in her confidential folder. Science adjusted a lab to a written observation. Math kept the shorter assessments. Samuel emailed me that she was asking smart questions after class and using the pass precisely when needed. It read like a weather report of small, good changes. The hallway was still the hardest part. During a fire drill rehearsal, the press of bodies made her freeze. I saw it from the staff line and stepped to her side without talking. Patricia opened a gap with her hand and pointed to the nearest exit. We walked out at a slower pace and regrouped at the far fence. The assistant principal took attendance. I kept my eyes on her breathing. "I'm okay," she said after a moment. "I just needed space." We wrote a quick note to excuse her from crowd density drills for now. She would practice roots with a staff member instead. That afternoon, her mother met with us again. 20 minutes practical tone. She had read the privacy letter twice and underlined the parts about who knows what. "I want her in school," she said, "but I don't want drama." "That's our plan," I said. We signed a short support agreement. Modified schedule, pass access, nurse coordination, clinic documentation, and fast response to any harassment. The mother added 1 request of her own: text before any non-urgent calls so she could step outside at work. We entered it in the contact notes. Later, I found a small envelope on my desk with my name in careful handwriting. Inside was a folded paper from my student. 2 sentences. "I almost withdrew last week. I won't." It was the quiet reveal of the month, the thing under everything. I showed it to Patricia during our debrief, and then locked it in the confidential file, noted as student statement. The next day, we focused on rebuilding confidence in the classroom. I asked 3 teachers to plan predictable routines for her entry and exit. A warm, "Good to see you," a visible place to sit near the door, and a nod if she needed to step out. No questions, no comments. In English, I paired her with a steady classmate for a short reading activity and sat with insight. When she hesitated at a difficult paragraph, she looked up. I gave a small nod. She continued, voice low but even. After class, she stayed back. "I didn't feel invisible today," she said. "That helps." I wrote it in the log as proof that the adjustments were doing their job. We had 1 more decision to make: how to handle group projects and presentations. She asked to avoid public speaking for now, which made sense. I offered 2 options: audio submissions recorded in a quiet room or one-on-one presentations to a teacher. She chose the second and scheduled it for next week. I emailed the rubric, unchanged, and confirmed that accommodations modify the setting, not the standard. By Friday, we had cleared a string of small obstacles. The barcoded pass system was working. Staff had stopped writing initials on slips. Security walked the busiest hall for 2 passing periods with an easy, neutral presence. I wrote a short staff note titled, "What Success Looks Like in This Case." 4 bullet points: steady attendance, calm use of passes, reduced hallway exposure, and progress in class without spotlight. I kept names out and policy in. At lunch, she arrived for our weekly check-in with a new question. "If the clinic recommends a prenatal class, can I miss last period once a week and make it up?" We worked the calendar. Patricia suggested an independent study slot attached to my room where she could complete English tasks quietly, supervised, when she missed a class for health reasons. I would confirm attendance and submit assignments. The principal approved it within the hour because the plan was specific and time-bound. That afternoon, a guidance email from the district came through about supporting pregnant and parenting students. I cross-checked our plan against it. Attendance flexibility, confidentiality, safe access to health services, equal academic expectations, protection from harassment. We met or exceeded each point. I forwarded the memo to Helena with a note. "We're aligned," adding a staff refresher next week. As the day closed, my student stood in my doorway again. "The rumor died down," she said. "Or maybe I can't hear it as much." Either way, I said, you have a path that doesn't depend on the volume of the hallway. She smiled. Small, careful. I want to keep my grades up, she added. We pulled her current averages and circled 3 assignments to finish next week, broken into pieces. She took the plan and said, I can do that. At home that evening, I put our kids' backpacks by the door for Monday and set my alarm. Alex asked how the week ended. Quieter, I said, and clearer. He nodded, used to my one-word sums after long days. Before bed, I checked my email once more. A message from the clinic had arrived confirming her next appointment and iron dosage. I forwarded it to the nurse and filed it. The work now was to keep the routine steady and prepare for one more challenge, the first real test week. We would plan rest breaks, staggered deadlines, and hold the line on privacy. She would walk in, sit down near the door, and learn, and we would keep making the building fit that, one clear, documented step at a time. Test week came and went without noise. She used her passes, took breaks when needed, and turned in the assignments we split into small pieces. I kept my eye on the quiet signs. Steadier posture in the doorway, fewer glances at the clock, a question asked in the middle of class instead of after. The clinic confirmed the iron was helping. PE logged the walking plan with no gaps. Samuel reported she stayed for extra help and left with a clear list for Monday. Nothing dramatic, just a string of workable days. We met once more, student, mother, Patricia, and me, to review what to keep. We kept almost everything. Study hall first period, English second, nurse access, private check-ins on Fridays, and the independent study slot when a health visit overlaps a class. We added one new step at her request, a single point person in each hallway she can approach if a crowd builds. Staff volunteered within minutes. Before she left, she stood in my doorway holding the small index card we started with. The checklist is worn now, the corners soft. I'm staying in school, she said. I want my grades solid when the baby comes. I told her we would keep doing our part. Steady plan, clear communication, and protection of her privacy. She nodded, then asked if I could keep the door half open like always. I said yes. At home, I wrote the final note. Goals met, supports working, next review date set. I saved the file and closed the laptop. Tomorrow, she will walk the route we built and sit near the door that stays open. She will learn. We will keep the path clear.